Hi, I'm glad you're on this page. You know, one of the absolute most important things you can do if you want to be successful in your life and business is you've got to create a team. You've got to surround yourself with great people. You've got to continue the positive program. You've got to have mentors, masterminds, coaches. You've got to have people that are going to keep you on your path. But what I found, this is what I used to do up until a few years ago, is that most people are trying to go after life and trying to get their goals just all by themselves. You know, for me, it was fear and ego. You know, I was scared of what to expect with a coach and how do you even get a coach and what if I hire the wrong coach and so forth. And that's the way I felt for a long time. And then my ego was also involved, and I used to say, you know, I can do this on my own and I don't need help and all this kind of stuff. But I wasn't getting anywhere. And finally, a few years ago, I decided to put my ego aside and hire a coach. And I'll tell you what, it wasn't until I hired a coach and she was able to help me get out of my way that I actually started to get any of my significant goals. And it just changed everything in my world dramatically. I mean, overnight. It was as if I was able to get into the passenger seat of the car that I kept driving into trees all over the place, right? And she took the wheel and I was able to get in the passenger seat. And she was able to navigate a road that she'd been down time and time and time again. So I was able to borrow her confidence. And I was able to borrow her knowledge. And it was just one of the most, profound experiences in my life. And over the last 3 years, I mean, I've probably had a dozen different coaches, and I can't ever see myself going without coaches that are going to help drive me and help me, move along. And if you look at all the top performers in any industry, they've all got coaches. You know, you look at a Tiger Woods in golf; he's got anywhere from 5 to 10 coaches, is what I've heard. And a lot of people say, well, why would he need coaches? He's the best golfer on the planet. Well, it's because he has coaches, and he's had coaches for the longest time, that he's the best golfer on the planet. So you take a look at all the top sports athletes, they've all got coaches in all kinds of different areas of their life. All of our presidents have had coaches in all the different areas of their lives. You look in the personal development world, people like Tony Robbins and Jack Canfield. I mean, Jack Canfield, he's America's #1 success coach, and yet he has his own coaches, right? And you look in the business world, you've got Richard Branson and Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. I mean, all these super highly successful people, they've all got coaches. The bottom line is you're not going to be able to find anybody that doesn't have a system, or rather a network of people and a system to help them get what they want. You're not going to find anybody that's done it by themselves. Take a look at any of the mentors that you have, and I guarantee you they have a really strong support network and masterminds, mentors, and coaches. And I've really identified 5 benefits of having a coach. The first one is accountability. We have a very difficult time holding ourselves accountable. We're so used to giving ourselves outs, right? And just letting that thing that we have to do today just go on to the next day. But when you bring another person into an accountability relationship, it just changes the whole game. So accountability is huge, and we generally don't have the ability to hold ourselves accountable to the degree that we need in order to get our goals and dreams. Another one is support and positive programming. I mean, just to have somebody to bounce ideas off of and to stay connected with that positive energy is huge, because we're just bombarded on a daily basis with non-stop negative programming in society. So to have that positive programming to stay plugged in is really important. And the third one is just a different perspective, right? I mean, we spend all of our time looking in our world, looking through our own lenses, and we've basically got blinders on. And generally, our solutions and our biggest opportunities are outside of our current vision. They're in our blind spots. So it takes somebody to look at our life and our business from a different perspective that doesn't have the same emotional investment that we do, to be able to tell us, hey, have you ever thought of this idea? And have you ever thought of that? I mean, it's amazing how many times I've called up one of my coaches and just like, how come I didn't think of that? Right? Well, it's because I'm in it. I'm part of the problem. I created the problem. And Einstein said you can't solve a problem with the same mind that created the problem in the first place. So that different perspective is huge. And the fourth one is an action plan. A lot of us get stuck on what to actually do. Right? We have all these ideas, especially as entrepreneurs. We have all these ideas. We chase all these bright, shiny objects everywhere. But we need help being grounded. Okay, from a day-to-day basis, week-to-week basis, what's an action plan? What are some steps that I can follow and check off my list? And a lot of times we can't do that on our own. And the fifth one is something that I didn't expect. It was actually a couple years in that I realized the power of this one. And it's that you have access to your coach's network. You know, it's not just a one-on-one relationship. I mean, imagine your coach has gone through all kinds of certification courses. They've paid tons of money, gone to their own seminars. They've been in their own coaching programs. They have a ton of clients. They have a lot of colleagues that are playing the same level game that they are. So when you plug into a coach, you're not plugging into just that coach. You're plugging into their entire network of people. You know, I remember one of my coaches used to all the time, you know, I'd say I have this problem or I got this idea, you know, I want to go after a certain market or something. And they go, oh, well, I've got a client who's doing that same thing, going after that same market, and here's what he did or here's what she did. And that's when I realized the power of tying into or plugging into their network of people. And I can glean their experiences and, you know, all the mistakes that they've made and their network of people have made, and that's just a huge resource. So you're going to be able to take years and a lot of pain and a lot of money off of your learning curve by tapping into your coach's network. So we've got, as you can see, we've got a bunch of different options. You know, if you are interested in coaching with our company, we've got a bunch of different options. Our goal is to have something available for anybody on any budget with any of your goals. So if you are interested, just, you know, call our office up and ask for a consultation, and we'll get you whatever information that you need. So build that team and achieve your goals and dreams, because life is too short not to. And you'll have an obligation to get what you want and get your message out to the world as soon as you possibly can. I'll talk to you soon.